Hello, good afternoon. Welcome to another LinkedIn live session at Data Safeguard. I am Damodar Sahu. With me, Sudhir Sahu, our founder and CEO. Hi, Sudhir.
Thank you, Damodar. How are you?
Good, good. Thank you for joining in. And audience, though we have a great topic to discuss today, but we have two good news to share. The first good news is we are the most innovative solutions company in data privacy space. And the second one, we are delighted to announce that we are recognized as the most fundable company 2023 by Pepperdine University. And we have made it to the finalist. Thank you so much for your support. So coming back to today's topic, data privacy and the boundaries of Lakshman Rekha, exploring the line between personal information protection and data utilization. So let's hear it from Sudhir. Sudhir.
Oh, thank you, Damodar. So, some of you who understand the mythological story of Lakshman Rekha, Lakshman being who he drew a line and he said, if you cross this line, you will be in danger. So, if we take data privacy into consideration, 20 years back, most of the enterprises around the world, they selected to invest their budgets and their dollars and time and effort into securing their network. So they drew a line. They said Lakshman had drawn a line millions of years back. Now we're going to draw a line and we're going to protect that line. What is that line? That's your network, that's your application, that's your data. And cybersecurity solutions got the preference over data privacy solutions because enterprises believe that if I am able to protect my perimeter and my network, nobody can come in. But if you go back to the mythological story where Ravan, who you can refer to as the hacker, if the hacker figured out how to cross that line, he could get to Sita. And there was no protection for Sita if Ravan was able to cross that line. So what did Ravan do? He lured Sita outside of that line, then he could do whatever he wanted to do from there on. So if you refer Ravan to being a hacker, so hacker does all kinds of things to breach the network and breach the data. So what we did is we changed the play. We said, well, we are going to go inside and protect the data elements. And if you refer data elements to being Sita, so Sita, if she's protected inside the behind the Lakshman Rekha, and the hacker does manage to breach the network and they are able to get inside, they will still not be able to use the data because we will create the bubble man out of that data and the data is protected at source. So if somebody gets in and is able to see Damodar Sahu, they can take that data and they can sell it on the dark web. They can create Frankenstein identities out of it and create synthetic fraud, create all kinds of chaos in your life as an individual. And then whichever bank or healthcare company or government organization that was holding your data, they are fined, they have to do remediation, they have to build up their confidence with you as a customer, or they might lose you as a customer. So there are
Yeah.
multiple impacts in different ways for the individual as well as for the enterprise. So our play is we go to the source of the data. We go to Damodar Sahu, wherever it is stored in real-time systems, in historical systems, in individual data files, and we change it there. So once it is changed, it is permanent, and hacker does get in. Let's say they did breach the network and cybersecurity solutions did not work out, and they were able to breach into it. They can take the data, but the data is useless because it's a bunch of garbage. So that's the game that we are playing now. We're saying, hacker, you can make all the effort and it is not going to be easy to hack into a enterprise's network, but if you still did, we are what we are doing is we are changing the game inside too, meaning the data elements are not useful for them and they trying to steal that data becomes useless for them. So they move on, they go look for a company that has not implemented a data privacy solution like ours, and that's who they go after. So their data gets at risk, and if they're able to breach into it, they will be able to use the data to sell it on the dark web or
Yeah.
create synthetic fraud out of it. So our concept, go to the source and protect the data at the source, become the first line of defense.
Great. I have a question coming to my mind. What are the potential consequences of crossing the Lakshman Rekha in data utilization, both in terms of legal implications and public trust?
So public trust, let me answer that question from a
Yeah,
public trust point of view. So there
yeah,
are 7 billion people, close to about 7 billion people in this world, right?
yeah,
Today, people are wearing a smartwatch, or somebody has a smartphone, somebody is driving a smart car, people
mhm,
have smart TV, people have Alexa. So, hey Alexa, hey Siri, Google.
yeah,
It creates a personal data, like it's like a time bomb. So from a public trust point of view, in about 5 years time, 5 billion people would have their personal data out there, and it's like a time ticking time bomb.
yeah,
That bomb is
mhm,
going to explode someday. Hackers will get access to that kind of data, and they'll create chaos in individuals life. Now the individual, what can they do? They can take some precaution and be careful about how much of data, what kind of data they're actually sharing in the public forums, and who is collecting the data and where it is going. But it is massive in nature. So an
yeah,
individual doesn't have the capability today to protect their data in every possible way. One moment. But the enterprises, what are they able to do? They should
yeah,
protect the still working every customer that they have, their data. They should be able to protect it in their environments. How will they do I'm it? Having trouble with the connection. Please try again later. 5
makes sense.
million enterprises,
Yeah,
5
mhm,
million enterprises around the globe will be fined in the next 5 years or so. That
okay,
means there is a massive need for the companies, to banks and healthcare companies, technology companies, retail companies, government organizations. They have to build that public trust, saying, Damodar, your data is safe in my environment. I have
mm,
taken enough of precaution by providing data privacy as well as data security to ensure that your data will not be breached. Nobody will get access to your data, and they can't do anything with your data. So that's the public trust part of it. From a legal
yeah,
point of view,
mm,
most of the companies will be fined. So legal
yeah,
implications in terms of fines, in terms of remediation, in terms of increasing customer or losing customer confidence, that an individual can also now file a lawsuit against a company saying that you
yeah,
were holding my data. You didn't do enough of protection for my data. My data got somehow leaked or breached and something happened with it. Now I am needing to remediate myself, right? People can file lawsuits, and that would be a legal implications on a corporation, where a country, a city, a state, and individual could go after companies. So that will increase fourfold. From a legal implication point of view, it will increase fourfolds. And
yeah,
companies, today, companies are paying fines to government agencies. Tomorrow, they will, and they are doing remediation for the individual. And they are spending time, effort, energy to figure out. Their own staff is involved in figuring out what do we do, right, about this, how to do remediation, how to pacify the people, what can we do to to not lose an existing customer retention is something that they are doing a lot more.
yeah,
So this is a lot of effort. And in that, as the cities and the states and the governments become more and more strict about imposing fines and imposing other kinds of legal implications, companies will find it more and more difficult without a data privacy solution.
great. Sudhir, I can see daily that data breaches happens across globe. Um, so, what are the future trends and challenges in the field of data privacy, and how organization can prepare to address those data breaches?
Yeah, so cybersecurity solutions have been there for the last 20 years. By the end
Mm,
of 2023, the spend will be about 175 billion. It's a massive spend. And there are so many different attack surfaces. And
yeah,
hackers can figure out how to get in, millions of different ways. And as companies invest more into data security, to try and protect every attack surface, every loophole that they may have, every memory leak they may have, every code or every port that is open, every network that is open, every application that may have some kind of a bug in there that is sending the data out, etc., etc. That industry will continue to expand, and more investment will continue to go there, because data security is not going away, but data privacy in conjunction with data security will provide a better solution for the enterprises. Meaning,
Yeah.
enterprises, one side they protect the data at source, and the other side they also have to securitize their network. They'll continue to find more better solutions that can thwart the hackers and not let them breach into their network. Now it's a
Yeah.
combined effort, and enterprise have to figure out how do I combine data privacy and data security solutions together so they work hand in hand to provide better protection. So
Great.
that's the future of data privacy, meaning data
Yeah.
privacy will play a significant role going forward. In the next 5 years, everybody will be talking about data privacy, whereas cybersecurity will also be needed.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Any concluding remarks from your side to our audience?
Yeah, so the audience, right? Now, audience might think, why do
Hmm.
I need to do anything about it? My
Yeah.
data is safe and secure because some bank is holding my data, my healthcare company is holding my data, my insurance company is holding my data, my government is holding my data, and they are responsible to provide the protection. But as an individual, ultimately the impact will be on the individual. So
Yeah.
what can the individual do? So it's like a ticking time bomb, and it's going to
Exactly.
explode someday. And when
Hmm.
it explodes, massive volume of data, and that are also, so it's somebody got a hold of your credit card. It's a relatively easier process to call your bank or call your credit card issuer and cancel that card and get a new card mailed to you within 2 days time, right? But if your data is floating in multiple systems and somebody has taken your data and created synthetic fraud out of it, and then it's a rippling effect, meaning it will continue to impact you for a number of months, number of years, depending on what kind of work that they have done to apply for loans, credit cards,
Hmm.
wire fraud,
Hmm.
etc., etc., etc. Right? So individuals need to become more and more cautious about how easily they are sharing their personal data. Now, going on social media,
Hmm.
sometimes this is an example. People used to go on Facebook and say, I am going to London from this date to this date, and oh, yeah, we're going to have a great time and we will be doing this. Let's meet
Yeah.
up and blah, 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 blah. Hacker said, yeah, you're giving me the data. I don't even have to breach. Facebook is
Hmm.
open. There is no breach needed. So I'm getting all my data, and I can now figure out what to do, because nobody is going to be at that house. Similarly, now
Hmm.
inadvertently and unknowingly, we give out a lot of information by sharing applications, sharing this, sharing that, and giving out information, sending our tax files in an open
Hmm.
email, sending information that has mortgage statements, that has
Yeah.
personal information,
Hmm.
etc., etc. Right? We should, as an individual, we should also be redacting these critical files that we own and that we have:
Hmm.
tax
Hmm.
files,
Hmm.
mortgage applications. Similarly, there are tons of other documents that we have that are personal to us, and that is probably sitting in our cloud or a personal laptop or some kind of a storage device that we have. Before we share with somebody, we should think, is this necessary that I must share this document with all these PII data included in there to another individual, right? So I
Yeah.
could potentially redact some of that information and send the information based on what is it that they want to see. So
Correct.
becoming more cautious and more aware of how to protect our own personal data will also help 5 billion people that will be impacted in the next 5 years. If 5 billion people become more and more cautious and they are not giving out information easily, it will make the hacker's life much more difficult, that they really cannot get access to useful data, valuable data. So
Yeah.
as an individual, I must protect myself. As a company, they must protect my data too. Working together, we will have a better world where data privacy can prosper and help each and every individual around the world. Data privacy can help each individual. and each corporation.
Absolutely, absolutely. Great insight, Sudhir. You talk about ticking bomb. Maybe I would like to request you later, maybe next week or next to next week, we should have a session on ticking bomb, right? Because
Yeah.
you talk about Facebook. I even also post. Okay, I'm traveling to California or London or India, right? I mean, these are all ticking bomb, and we all use smartphone, even car, connected car or smart car, right? So
Yes.
maybe let's hold it for a maybe this time. Maybe we will have a separate session on ticking bomb, and
Absolutely.
yeah. So
Yeah, we'll talk
great.
about the impact. We'll
Yeah,
talk about the
yeah,
impact of that ticking bomb and how it could be like, COVID had significant impact around the globe.
yeah.
Now, this ticking bomb could have such significant impact around the globe. Now, some
Absolutely.
countries it may not really apply, and there's a population,
Hmm.
maybe a 2 billion population or even more, may not have that implication today, but they
Yeah,
will also have that implication in the next 4 5 years.
absolutely, absolutely. Great insight as usual from you, Sudhir, and the audience. Let's thank Sudhir. Thank you, Sudhir. In today's digital age, the concept of data privacy has become more crucial than ever before. We all know, and our digital footprints grow with every click. Right? We click and post. We click and post. Right? And the lines between personal information protection and data utilizations are becoming increasingly blurred. So this paradigm shift prompts us to explore the intricate boundary, like we talk about Lakshman Rekha, where we must trade cautiously to maintain a delicate balance. Otherwise, we all will be in trouble, and fraudsters are intelligent and they will capture all our data, and you know how they will behave with us later. Thank you, and
Thank you.
appreciate your time, Sudhir. And we will come back with another topic sometime next week. Till then, take care. Bye bye. Thank you, Sudhir.
Bye bye.
Yeah.